Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hugs, put in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach Carter still on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Big, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
We rise and go easy, off the easy, push easy. With my steppers, our special gifts, making flicks and so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub.
We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, #1 high school podcast, starring Pat O'Teasy, Jeremy McInnes, Whitfield Roderick, Coach Carr, and Ron Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the #1 talk show. Speak out.
The Dub, baby. The Dub, baby. We are in the building. We are in the building. They did it for Sam. A lot of emotion down here. A lot of emotions down here. They did it for Sam. They did it for all the players that played for Sam since he's been here. The Dub is in the building. Super excited about what just happened here. Football emotions.
Yes, sir. Football Emotions, episode 94 of the Dub. We are back officially, season 3. And I was feeling football emotional because we got one of the orchestrators of that moment, Coach Todd Peterman, coming on tonight. So we're excited to have him on. What's going on, fellas? J Mac.
Salute. What it do, man? Excited to have everybody here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Swagoo.
My voice probably gonna be a little bit gone, but I'm here.
Oh man,
already.
B-Rise, what it do?
Man,
What up, fella?
No doubt. And Coach, Uncle, TV. Oh man, we gotta work on that track too, boy. I ain't
Salute.
Bang.
Just call me Unc from here on out.
Unc. We got Unc in the building.
Yeah, let's do like
Just call me Unc from here on out. It's all good.
on Tuesday nights. The best.
What up,
Yes.
What up,
Yes. Salute. What's up, fellas?
Hey,
What up, Coach?
The people have spoken, and boy, it's been hilarious. Good Lord, a crazy 24 hours. But that's how we do, baby. We bring you all the action you ever wanted. Shout out to Unc. Big Unc in the building.
What up?
I think we got a new Dub nickname for 2020.
Hey, free my people. I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Look, I see you. Look, I'm actually glad you put that message in out today too, because I think a lot of people do have the wrong connotation of that, but they don't never go back in history and see what the real history is.
Yeah, right. And it's all good. Alonzo, I know you're mad. and you think I'm being petty, but I'm really not. But when you call me Unc in a negative way, I don't even care what you think or how you think this is going to play out, but I'm taking shots until 1 year today.
Hey, bro, and look, and Alonzo, you was wrong for that, man. You had Lydia looking like this, man. We can't have
yeah, and
Lydia looking like that.
Listen,
Hey man, when that show ended last night, say man, I, me and J Man didn't get a chance to have words with each other when I called him. Like we answered the phone, we laughed for like 5 straight minutes, bro. Before we said hello. Like it was just man.
yeah, he and he called me by name. You know what I'm saying? Like he directed that. You know what I'm saying? He got mad at me because Diggs was digging him out. I ain't even have a vote. And when I had a vote, I voted for him.
Bro.
You know, so I don't know, man. What's up, man?
What happened to Alonzo last night?
I'm the king of the world. Hold it. You're not that pretty.
Yeah. Tony
He got highlighted last night. Ain't that?
But this is the crazy part about it. Had he not just went nuclear because he been practicing it, he been wanting to say it. He already thought I was gonna screw him. That negative energy just came to him because I actually thought he wanted to debate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but he went nuclear, and that's what emotional intelligence gets you. Ask Coach Peterman about emotional intelligence. That moment of weakness cost him the game.
Absolutely.
In fact, let me take this moment right quick and clear up something about I posted so people can understand what I was saying. Because Willow just basically said it himself. What I was saying was the question Willow asked was do Plano East have a better chance at going 40-0 versus Anna winning the state championship? Okay. Diggs said Plano East 40-0. Alonzo said Anna. What I was saying last night was Alonzo was right. But by him just over talking himself and let his ego get the best of him, that's what made that debate shift the other way. Now, if he would have just said Anna, he would have won a debate, hands down, because we all know, if you know basketball like I know basketball, Plano East lost their entire roster from last year. There's no way in hell they go 40-0. So the correct answer would have been Anna, which is what he said, but he lost by default because he went into another stage of it.
He started talking about, listen, and I'm gonna say this. Maybe I worded it wrong, and if I did, that's on me. I take that one, right? That's on me. However, when if a team goes 40-0, or a football team goes 16-0, they are the state champions. I don't care if it's 15-1. That's true. But a perfect record is a perfect record.
No, it's perfect. Yeah, I thought it was understood. That's something that doesn't be said.
Right, it was.
No doubt. Hey,
but that's all the business I'm gonna give to the guy up north.
Hey, Swagger, we might need you to go check your feed, man. It sounds like your feed is 0-40. We got to, why don't you go out and come back in so we can get a clearer feed on you.
Okay.
I appreciate you. But hey, with further ado, I'm going to kind of do...
Before I've been trying to get this in, but let's give Matt Stepp a shout out. He did give a Dub a shout out on his interview down at coaching school. So appreciate you, Matt, showing love, man. Recognizing. Thank you, sir.
Already. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure we get a clip of that so we can play it on the show going forward. But without further ado, I want to bring on somebody that is near and dear to my heart. I've known him over some years. He used to coach my son back in the days. Former state champion, or I guess you can still say state champion. Hey, you state champion for life. Had a team that was number 2 ranked in the state of Texas when they won. Number 11 national ranking. They put up 760 points while allowing only 353, averaging 47.5 points per game. They went 16-0, 7-0 in district. When my son played at Duncanville, they kicked our ass. But Also, some other things about this young man. Aaron Valencia happens to be his neighbor. I didn't know that. That was a fun fact. And he's gotten HOA Yard Member of the Month for like 30 months straight. Let's bring him on, Coach Todd Peterman. Welcome
Appreciate
to the Dub.
Thank y'all for having me. By the way, I've only made HOA Yard of the Month for 14 months in a row.
There you go.
But I've only lived here for 12 months.
So you already came in winning.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
I already came in with. Hey, appreciate you jumping on, man. Now, me and J Mac have constantly been trying to get you on this show. It's been like pulling teeth. I don't know why it's been so hard. You've given me a hard time, but man, I humbly appreciate you finally jumping on this show.
I appreciate it. But what did I tell you? Assistant coaches don't need to be on here. Just head coaches. Right?
Oh, you must don't watch the Dub.
I do, and there's others come on. But if you're coaching for a legend, man, I just need to shut up, stay in the background.
Yeah. No, I get it. I know who you was working for. I know he's kind of understated. His assistants don't talk much, and you don't want to rock the boat. I definitely understand, and I respect it.
It wasn't rocking the boat. Me and him were just alike. He don't like coming on the Dub, right? He's very good, right? We just don't look the same, but on the inside we look a lot alike.
Hey, so let me ask you that. Let me ask you this, because I ain't gonna lie. Now that you say that, you stood me up a couple of times. Coach Sample has stood me up multiple times. Like I literally had him ready to go on the show, and they got a call within an hour of the show that he couldn't make it. So that's kind of y'all thing, man. That was orchestrated.
No, I've never canceled on purpose. I hopefully I've never done that to you, because normally I just say.
No, I won't say that, but yeah, it's just funny because you say y'all kind of like, and it is hard to get him. It was hard to get him that interview when I came up there and did that Texas Made.
You know why it's hard to get him? Because the old man's watching video, and he's taking notes, and all the coaches better be ready tomorrow morning when he brings those notes in. He's working.
You know, no doubt. And Coach Borna said the same thing. Literally said the same thing. You guys were amazing. I appreciate y'all for the time y'all did give. But let me do this. I just want to dig into your history. You said some interesting things in the pre-show, and I hope some of that comes out. But kind of give me your start in football. Kind of let me know where you played high school at, and kind of how you ended up in the position you are in now.
Well, I played high school in a town called Rush Springs, Oklahoma. It's a town about 1,000 people. I graduated with about 50. And did I lose you guys or just scream?
Oh, just scream.
There you go. So went to college, played in college at Southeastern Oklahoma State, and spent 2 years in Stillwater where I helped coach high school football there. And the offensive line coach at Oklahoma State hired me to come to Midland and coach. I coached his son at Stillwater High School. And he had retired from college. His name was David Browning, and he's truly my mentor when it comes to football. My offense is about 85% of what we were doing in 1994. Hadn't changed much.
Man,
He was the old man's way ahead of his time.
Wow. So I know the interesting story. You won state with Sean Robinson, one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. But it was interesting that you say known the family ever since he was a little baby.
We worked together in Othell, Andrew, and me. I think it's in '98 out of Midland for David Browning. That's when we first knew each other. So Sean, I've legitimately changed his diapers when me and Othell were spending late nights up watching video.
And look, and I made a joke that he changed your diapers in the Abilene game that y'all that y'all struggled to win in the playoffs.
Thank goodness for the phone. Absolutely.
Oh my God. So all right, so tell me about how you ended up in the Metroplex coaching football, the best place to coach football in the world.
I went from Midland to Tyler John Tyler. I worked for a man named Kelvin Ratliff, and Kelvin was I think at the time the only black defensive coordinator in West Texas. But he was a DC at Midland Lee High School and won 3 state championships in a row. And he took the, took the John Tyler job, and I went with him to be his OC. And that was when we were in a round robin. We played Longview, Lufkin, and Lee twice. So they were ranked 1, 3, 5 in the state at one point. So we're kind of behind the 8 ball. I was there for a year. Then I went to work at Terrell for Todd York. He's athletic director of Midlothian. He'd won the state championship. And then from there, I went to Denison, worked for a few years for a guy named Bob Brown. Went to 3 state championships in a row. At Denison, got beat by Lamarck every time. Great coach. And then from there, I went to work at DeSoto for Dave Meadows. And I actually coached offensive line for Dave Meadows his last year.
What year did you first go to DeSoto?
It was 2007, Cyrus Gray's senior year. So Vaughn had just graduated. Tony Gerard Eddy was a senior. Cyrus Gray was a senior. I think we ended up 10-2, something like that. Lost about 3 or 4 overtimes.
No doubt. Oh wow. So okay, I was wondering how you ended up at DeSoto. Dave Meadows, I know.
Yeah, the line coach at DeSoto was Eddie Paul. He's the Oklahoma Coaches Hall of Fame, and I just happened to student teach for him. He'd retired in Oklahoma, came to Texas, and he was leaving and called me and said, "Coach, you need to come get this job, this line job." So I called DeSoto. I honestly had never heard of them, and and my very first practice there, it was Urban Meyer, first spring. Urban Meyer next to Bob Brown. Not Bob Brown. I'm sorry. Urban Meyer next to Mac Brown next to Bob Stoops. That was my first practice at DeSoto.
Wow. Okay. So it's the who's who.
Absolutely. That's back when the head coaches come to practice.
All right. Big time. Big time. So after that, you stayed during the Mathis regime and stuff. What was your kind of first encounter with him, and how were you able to go ahead and maintain and eventually become the OC?
Well, when Claude came in, actually I'd resigned because it took him forever to hire. And Claude came in and we had I don't know what time it was, 7 o'clock meeting. Well, I'd resigned like months before because DeSoto was not the quickest hire folks back in that day. And things that happened with Dave, it was just not good. So I taught math. I'm like, well, it's time to go. And so I never intended on staying. And Claude called me that night about 10 o'clock because I didn't go to the meeting. He said, "Coach, you didn't show up." And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "How come?" And I said, "Coach, there's nothing against you, but I resigned a couple months ago." And he said, "I'm off your job tonight." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because out of 17 coaches, you're the only one who resigned." And to be honest, I said no thanks a few times. And by the time we're done, 5 minutes with Claude, I was his offense coordinator. Claude's got that, thing about him, and makes coaches feel good, and that definitely did me.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. You never know how them things work out.
Right.
So all right, so we go through those years. Clyde rolls on to SMU, and then you get the head coaching job, and magic happens. It was DeSoto knocking on the door, but finally I got to kick that door down and stuff. What was just the overall feeling in the program and the way you felt? Because like I said, by that time my son was playing at Duncanville, so I had to watch it from the other side. What was the feeling back then?
Well, you really got to go back to the 6-6 season we went through. We had some injuries. Katie Nixon was hurt. I mean, it was a tough year. So I call those kids the orphans, right? That group in 2015. Nobody claims orphans, right? Were they my group? Were they Claude's group? Whose group were they? They're just the orphans, right? But they were a incredible group of kids. Went up losing to Allen, I think 41-40. We hit the upright. And but the kids kept believing. I was blessed to be able to keep the majority of the staff in place. And a key figure in that was Mark Howick, defensive coordinator that we had. He's the only one I've ever had so far until just lately. But Mark's one stayed at Denison in '84, I believe. And then Duncanville in 1998. He was a DC, one stayed. One stayed at Highland Park, and one stayed at DeSoto. So there's 4 of us that have state championship rings from DeSoto and Duncanville. And Mark's one of the 4. So I'm just blessed to be around a great group of coaches.
wow.
Brandon Harrison, are you kidding me? Brandon's destined for stardom. With Kimball dropping, even if they didn't drop, what Bam's going to do there is going to be amazing. And then you got up and comer Jason Garrett there with us, who's at Roosevelt. If there's any way to turn Roosevelt, because they have a great principal, and then they have Coach Garrett, he'll get it turned.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I actually reached out to Coach Garrett or whatever. I actually seen him somewhere recently, so we're gonna try to get him on. And then I know you went briefly to somewhere I forgot, and then you ended up at Duncanville. And I don't mean to gloss over the school. I just really forgot.
That's right. Went to Brewer for a couple of years and went to Duncanville.
Yeah, Brewer. That's it. I'm sorry.
Brewer, right.
That's all right. We won the most games in 32 years that last year. Definitely rebuild. When you go into schools and haven't won a playoff game in 30-something years, it's tough. But it's a place where I could bring 24 people from DeSoto and try to get it turned. Just came up a little bit short.
Sound like some J-Mackin. All right, Coach. So you end up at Duncanville. And you get to coach with the GOAT. And amazing hire. How did that even happen? Because you was well on your way to Brewer. You sound like you was at a job that you was gonna retire at.
Well, exactly that happened. That's a CIA top secret. Will never be let out.
Okay.
No,
it'll be in the movie.
I knew the job was open. Coach Samp and I had mutual friends. When I worked with Claude, we were 1-4, and then I coached against Coach Samples. Of course, that first year they had kids hurt, they were beat up, so we beat them 2 out of 3, but nothing but respect. And Coach Samp's always been respectful to me, and of course I have to him. And I've been a smart aleck in the past, and I would say, not that he hasn't had great OCs. Okay, please don't take this the wrong way. But I've always said if I'd been his OC, he'd have a finger full of rings. I'd made that comment so many times that actually when I interviewed, Coach Sam said, "Now, Pete, did you say this?" And I said, "Yeah, Coach, I said it. I wasn't knocking your OCs. I said, I'm just confident about your defense. If I just got to score 17 points a game to win week 16, I can live with that." So he understood, and we got along great. And everybody respects Samp, but I have incredible amount of respect for Coach Samples, how he treated me and dealt with me. I'm 54 years old. I know I read the message boards, or did. I don't as a head coach, but as OC I did, and people would say, "Well, we're 2 type A personalities." That's not true. I'm not type A. Just stuff like that. And all he wanted is somebody to come in and just manage some things. That's it. Keep the staff together, work together, and manage where he's not having to deal with that nonsense. Not that it was before. I'm not saying that. But it was an incredible staff that I walked into. A championship caliber first staff. Xavier Joe, great line coach. Xavier Brown, the very best receiver coach I've ever seen in my life, who's going to be a Big 12 or SEC coach before long. You guys can mark that down. We had Odell James, a quarterback coach. We just had a great group of coaches. And all I didn't coach in practice, just sit there and call plays on Friday, and we game plan together on weekends. That's it.
No doubt. All right, Coach, I'm going to pass it on to the fellas. We're going to talk about the leg worth, but we have a graphic for that we was actually going to talk about that. I didn't even know y'all was on this graphic. So that's going to tie in nicely when we get to that part. So, fellas.
Okay, cool. I got
Go ahead, B-Ross.
I didn't.
I got one quick question for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if it's a silly question, I apologize. Just don't answer it. I'll take what it is. Anyway, by you being a math teacher and an OC, do you think by you being a math teacher, dealing with the X's and O's, did that help you as far as the offensive coordinator? I guess being an OC for the correlation as far as the X's and O's is concerned?
As far as tendencies, definitely. So, what my belief is, what you want to have offensively, you want to have tendencies, and you're blessed to have them when you're at Duncanville, right? When you're at a Duncanville or DeSoto, you can have tremendous tendencies and still score 50, right? They just can't stop it. But all those people that are watching those games are spending weeks putting all that stuff in the computer, and then you're building things for maybe a month, or I'm saying literally maybe 4 games, maybe 3 games, maybe 6 games, setting up tendencies on certain yard lines, certain hashes, and then giving them something based off what you've been doing. So if you're at like one of the schools I've been at, you may go through all those tendencies in one game. You see what I'm saying? So you set them up for a couple drives, then you got to let it go. Whereas in a Duncanville or DeSoto, you may spend weeks doing that, and you never need it till week 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it's like, where'd that come from? So, but mathematics, most definitely, that's something that's factor.
Okay, well, it wasn't too bad of a question. All right, I'm done.
Hey, Coach, I know you said we had 30 minutes. Pat took up 24 of them. So look, I just got.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He got 30 minutes after I talked. I'm sorry.
If y'all can get Coach Todd on, I'll go 10 minutes longer.
Hey, he said he coming. He just
he coming. He on his way. He on his way.
But number one, Coach, I know you modest. I know you're Okie. I know you from Oklahoma. You proud, but you're still the king of the Southern sector, man. Just enjoy it.
I appreciate that.
Just let me tell you that, and just enjoy it. Just shake your head. Okay.
I'm 54 years old. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy
it. But on a serious note, man, just give us kind of an overview of your new team here. And first off, why Lake Worth? That's my first question. Is why Lake Worth? Right. And the second question is, what was the process in picking your coaches, specifically the DC? Because that's my guy. So there you go.
Right. Well, I told Sam when I came in, I'm not going to take any coaches. Right. So Shelton, I swear, just fell in my lap. Right. So he was looking to move up and had some deals working. So late in the game, I take that job, and then maybe he wasn't liking a particular deal that he had or an offer that he had. And so it's no brainer for me to make him associate head coach, defense coordinator. I watched how talented he was. I watched what he does with the kids. I watched how much he loved the kids. And I watched what he learned from the best. And Samples is the best defensively. He is. I mean, the old man is crazy good on defense. So why wouldn't I hire him? That was a no-brainer. As far as Lake Worth goes, I've coached long enough to be in situations where things may not be great with the school board, for example, no matter what you do. Or the things may not be great with administrators, no matter what you do. Well, I just walked into a place where one is 15 minutes from my house, but I have a great relationship and have had past relationships with their administration. And then I had the time behind the stage to get to know the board and kind of what they were wanting. And I just felt with the administration in place, our superintendent, Dr. Neshba, she's a Texas high school coach's daughter. So she gets it, right? The assistant superintendent is Jeff Seaton. He's Hall of Fame or Hall of Honor at UTEP, ex-offensive lineman, love offensive lineman. He gets it. Our principal is Dr. Luciano Castro. He played football at Cornell from East Austin. He gets it. So when you get into a situation like that and you don't pass it up, and what I've seen from these kids from Lake Worth is that, let me just start here. Nobody, I'm not going to use the word southern sector, but I will. In the southern sector area, I'm talking about Cedar Hill, Duncanville, DeSoto, specifically those 3. I know there's more in the best Southwest, but those 3 schools, those kids don't go on vacation. They work 12 months out of the year. They're hungry, and they want to earn that scholarship. Forget NIL. I still don't talk about NIL. Glad to get it. All that's great. I just wish more people was talking about what college degree the kids are actually getting, but I'm going to stop there. But those kids do everything that they can do, and they don't get the credit. They're just looked at as talented teams. And I'll be honest, it does wear me out. It does. And, it's insulting after a while if you spend enough time in the southern sector and you're like, I don't know what I spent 14, 15 years. And yes, they're right. They're talented, but they're working 12 months out of the year. And then they're going to see their trainer. The problem wasn't training or getting them to train. It was worrying about them overtraining. Right? So you don't ever hear anybody truly say that. And then when I hear coaches that win state and talk about, to me, themselves, they're bragging on themselves. I mean, you don't want to stay without talent. Incredible talent. You have to have it. And it is more about the athletes than the X's and O's. That's just my belief. I'm not minimizing coaching because you have to instill discipline, the will to win, and all those characteristics. But it is, at the end of the day, about talent. Not that the most talented team always wins, but if you're playing in that last game, you're daggum sure talented.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Willow.
That's the nicest way a white guy can say it.
Hey, man.
That's true.
Hey, you and Matt Step, man. Y'all live at the barbecue. You don't even need an invitation. Y'all just pull up.
Right.
I used to pull up with a $45,000 smoker when I was head coach at DeSoto. We did it right. So here's what I learned. Here's what I learned at DeSoto. You can joke about race. You can joke about politics. You cannot joke about barbecue. Like somebody's talking, just let it go. Let it go. So I've learned that one the hard way. I had the nicest smoker in Dallas County for someone who doesn't know how to smoke any meat.
Damn.
What?
That's tough. You got to show us a picture of that.
I will, definitely.
In your HOA yard.
Oh, yeah. Hit me up on Facebook. You'll see it.
Okay. Go ahead, Willow. You muted.
Oh well, yeah. I've been on pause for so long. I mean, at least 35 minutes we've been on this show.
We sorry. We sorry.
We're sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just glad to give me about 2 minutes, man. How you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm blessed, Coach. Big fan, man. Got a chance to watch up close and personal the last couple of years as an OC. Very, very impressive. I got a question for you, though. How you feel about your backs out the backfield and backs getting in the run game? And do you think offensively that tight ends and the backs out the backfield are missing in today's offenses?
Well, I release backs and routes probably about 78% of the time. So when I say 78% as a math guy, you can bet it's 78% of the time the last year at Duncanville. So I'm going to release 5 in the route and throw hot. That's one, and that's not a new thing. I was doing that at DeSoto. We were doing that middle and high in the 90s. And the tight end, we use so much of it, and I did even before Coach Sam that, Laviska Chenault put his hand down for me at DeSoto. You think he wasn't getting the rock?
Right.
We spent the week against North Shore putting Zach at tight end and putting the guy who was really a tackle at the H-back. We were in zone all night long the same way, bringing the tight end to the safety just so we can run a boot wheel and throw the post for a touchdown. I may have seen that wide open for about 40 yards. So that's great. I can say that and talk that kind of thing at Duncanville, but it's hard to replicate without those kind of kids, right?
Correct. So it just seems to me, I see a lot of seams and stuff, a lot of things that you do offensively, getting your tight ends in the seams, getting your back in the seams, flaring them out, and kind of out leveraging people.
It's a horizontal stretch. We're going to horizontal stretch with the backs, and we're going to quick vertical stretch with the tight ends.
Yeah, and it's I don't see a lot of other teams doing that. And another question: do you script your plays?
I will script the first drive of the game, and then we'll generally script the first drive of the second half. Now, this is a very unique year at Duncanville where I could be mistaken, but I think we really only played 3 games in the fourth quarter with the starters, where Sam said, "Go get it," because sometimes he'll pull the reins. Because of any coach I've ever worked for, I've never met somebody, never worked for somebody like him who he's not going for stats. He's not going for points. You know, it's just get what we need to get done and go home.
What was the three teams?
I think it was Woodlands. Of course, DeSoto didn't turn out well, and then North Shore.
North Shore. Yeah, when you got to put them.
I'm gonna tell y'all one of my favorite Samp stories. I'm never gonna have enough to write a book, but this will be in there. So we really had their number, right? And we had more tricks in the bag. The year before, I shot everything I had in the first half to get that 21 points. We didn't have anything left, right? As far as this little tweaks. So this year I was bound to determine that wasn't going to happen. So we were able to work weeks because nobody really played as close to set all these things up. And we had them out on a little hook and wheel, basically how they were covering it. So I'd saved it. We hit it for maybe 30 or 40, and then maybe we scored the next play. And Sam said, "Pete, you got to slow it down. You can't score so fast." He didn't say he said, "Pete, you got to slow it down." And I was snapping the ball with 1 second on the clock. And I said, "So what you're telling me, Coach, is to score, but just do it slower." And I'm going to make this G-rated version. He paused. And he said, "Pete," I'll just stop right there. And then he just started laughing. You know what I mean? He got it. I mean, we're all feeling the same thing, right? We didn't want to score so fast, but like, oh my gosh, it's there. We're slowing the game down. And that's just the magic of Coach Samples, right? I never was in a game where he said, he never questioned a call, right? So that's that helped me with the new staff I was with and those kinds of things. But we went from the first year saying a little bit, he was saying, "Pete, run the ball, Coach, run the ball." And year two it was, "Pete, throw the ball, Coach. What are we doing? Throw the ball." So that was kind of his change in a year.
That's funny.
Yes, great time, especially if you're my age. Working for him has been nothing but pleasure and a great time. Last question.
All right, well, nothing.
Hold on, I got one more question, Pat. You had 35 minutes. Last question, though, Coach. What was the most talented team you coached on?
Woo! Team or offense?
Team and offense. I'll let you do both.
Oh, I'm not going to do the team. That's like the great debate at Duncanville the last 2 years. I'm not even going to go there. All I'm going to do is upset people. How about this? I'm going to give you this. How about the best player I've ever coached any position anywhere on the field?
Okay. I give you that.
Okay. This one's not even close. Desmond White.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Not even close.
Yep.
That's my dog.
Not even close.
You actually told me that, Coach. Yeah.
Yep.
You actually told me
He's the best. You can argue whatever. All the offenses are different. I mean, the 2016 DeSoto offensive line, 2 of those guys started week 16 in the NFL. The guy played a tight end, so I could line up my left guard, left tackle, and left tight end on the left. All those 3 guys were starting week 16 in the league. With Sean Robinson, who started as a freshman. We didn't have the dominant running back. We had great backs, we had the dominant one. I mean, you could argue this night and day. It's like you're going, who's the best DeSoto running back? Well, for me, I'm not going to argue it, but, Byron Hensport, I watched play in college. It's just so many. Cyrus Gray, Marcus Murphy, Dontre Wilson, Devin Rushing. I could just keep going. Antoine Jimerson. There's so many great ones that, I don't even have an argument. But there's just one that stood out that he's the guy. He could read it. I'm convinced he's a Division I quarterback, would have won the Elite 11 had he not been 5'6". It's Desmond White. He's the one. And when he coached for me for about 7 years, and we got into a game one time, and we needed to throw for a first down, and we run a sheet package. Well, we're gonna run kind of hitches on the outside, some inside vert routes, and somebody down the middle. And I told Des in the first quarter, because Des doesn't talk much, and I said, "Des, find me a shoot." And we were bad this year. We're particularly bad at Brewer. And the game's on the line. It's 4th and 12. So I called timeout. I just happened to see Des because he's not going to tell me. I said, "Hey, what do you got?" He goes, "Coach, I want to ace right. I want to go joy left wide and run 84 ace shoot." So I was like, okay, we hadn't done exactly like that, but we're a shoot team, so absolutely, let's do it. So my OC turns around and he goes, "What are we doing? We never draw stuff up." I'm like, can't tell you exactly what I said, but I was like, let the man, let's just watch. Hit him for 30 yards, first down. That's Desmond White. Cool, blood pressure never raised. And I promise you, he had that play in his pocket for probably 2 quarters.
Wow.
That's how he was as a player. That's how he is as a coach. I know he's fighting now professionally, but that's just a special young man.
Absolutely.
There it is. There
Yes,
it is.
sir.
All right, well, Coach, the people have spoken, and
I lost you for a minute. I don't know what that meant.
now the people have spoken, and Coach Todd is here. We got
Man,
Todd on Todd
he's the one.
crime. What's going on, Coach?
Oh yeah.
Now,
What
look
up,
at that
Coach?
guy. All right, let me tell my Coach Todd story. Can I tell that one?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm really a quiet person, right? So pre-game, you won't even notice me. After the game, you won't notice me. You won't notice me. That's kind of my goal. So I'm standing by a guy named Aaron Fletcher. Aaron was coaching college somewhere. One of the best secondary coaches I've ever seen. He'll end up in the NFL, not this year, next year. So I'm standing by Aaron, and we're playing Skyline. And those pre-games are kind of hot, weren't they, Coach Todd? They're a little heated, right? So I'm sitting there. I don't know the Skyline coaches. Of course, I know who Coach Samples is. So I'm just standing around talking to Coach Fletch, relax. I knew Coach McGee. I talked to him at pregame as coach for Skyline because he's an Okie. And I hear this guy yelling at me. And I'm like, look around like, how's that guy know my name? And he's saying yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to get into the exact words that Coach was saying.
I can imagine.
And I said,
I can imagine.
I said, Fletch, who is that guy? And he goes, he's a defensive coordinator. I was like, oh, damn. He seems kind of mad. We may be in for a little something tonight. But I think that may be one of the best defenses I've ever seen in 33 years, 32 seasons. But it was Coach Todd's Skyline defense with the kid that went to OU, and then an Allen defense, one of those collar years. But the hardest to coach against defense I've ever done was a Coach Todd Skyline defense. Wasn't even close. Now, that's it. Wasn't even close. They mix up their coverages. It's hard to get them. He may play a linebacker at the end, drop him into coverage. Some stuff that they never did, like we're seeing week 12. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But that's the old man right there on the screen.
Oh, Gucci man.
You can do that when you got the players.
Yeah, you can. But I'm going to tell you, on the other side of the ball, we had some players too. So he wasn't doing against some scrubs now. He wasn't there. There were some 2 good football teams out there, those 4 games.
Oh, absolutely. And I was at every last
Yes,
one of them.
I think the pregame may have been more exciting than the games, but yeah.
That was young Coach Todd back then. That was young Coach Todd, wasn't
Yeah. It was quite interesting.
I can imagine what a young Coach Todd was saying.
All 4 of those pre-games, I said with Coach McGee, he was their secondary coach. Again, he's an Okie, and I'll just sit there and go, can you believe they're doing this, Coach? Nah, Coach. We're kind of the same temperament, right? We're just sitting there chopping up like, is this really happening, Coach? Yeah, it's really happening. And Sampa beating his apple and Claude be going crazy. So, but definitely an experience.
Hey, B-Rise, it was like Highland Hills versus Beckley or something. Bunton versus Dixon.
Hey, the really only scary year is when they brought the security guards and put them on the 50. Remember that, Coach Todd?
Yeah.
When they brought, and that was like, man, these guys have guns because they're crazier than we are. That's what I was saying. Like, man, get these guys off the field. These guys are truly nuts. We're just faking nuts. They're really nuts. And I thought some of them had guns. I was like, please get the guys with the guns off the field so we can play this daggone football game.
Hey, those are tense moments. Yeah.
One of them was a great game. The other 3 didn't go so good for the Eagles now. We was 1-3 in that span.
Yeah, well, that one, it wasn't even no great game because y'all just beat us. I don't know why we showed up.
Y'all was down that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first year we played, y'all were much better than us. That year, you're much better. The other 2 could have, anybody could have won the game. You guys did. It just is what
it was much respect, even though it was like a Florida State, Miami type of atmosphere, Michigan, Ohio State. You know, it was a rivalry.
Yeah.
And, the winner had to go home.
Yeah.
I mean,
we did 3 of them.
You lose,
we did
it was over.
Give us your best Peterman story, Todd.
I mean, I never knew who Peterman was. I always just knew the name. So I used to always see a dude with a little briefcase walking, but I never.
Hey, whoa. Coach, I still carry that thing, man. Hey, no, I carry my medications in that bag. It's my medications.
All right,
it's a bag.
This is a funny story, too. So then I used to ask McGee, like, man, who is Todd Peterman? You know what I'm saying? So he finally told me, like, that's him right there. So when you thinking of somebody scoring and then you see him walking out there with a little bit of briefcase and stuff, then McGee like, yeah, he's the offensive line coach. I'm like, huh? So it was one of them pre-games where both teams got into it and stuff. And McGee came up to me like after the altercation got, diffused and stuff. And he said, man, they keep doing this. They're going to keep a lot of us from getting good jobs because of this shit that's going on out here.
You know where you heard that? Because that's exactly what I told Coach McGee.
Yeah.
I said, man, you see all these ADs? We're talking. I said, see all these ADs up in the stands? I said, man, they're here to find some good coaches.
Hey,
and we're acting like fools, man.
Hey, and little did we know, he won the state championship before Cloud, and I ended up winning one before Samples. So I guess it turned out all right.
It worked out all right.
It did.
But no, I always had much respect out of my 23 years of coaching. Peterman offense, because I would start scouting them, like I would take their week one stuff, and McGee can tell you, I would be breaking them down from week one of the season, not even knowing if we were going to play. But I would chart everything they would do from the opening week of the season all the way up until week 12 for round 2 in the playoffs to already be ahead on what we were going to see. And out of all the coaches I went against, he top 2. Him with his DeSoto offense that we used to go against, and then also the Stony Point offensive staff back in those times. Those were the 2 offensive coaches that I had the most respect for because of the diversity of what they did offensively. Like one year he had Marcus Murphy, and he could tell you the whole week of practice, all we said was whenever Marcus Murphy run out the backfield with tackle his ass. He tackled him. In the first play of the game, they sent Marcus Murphy out, and my defensive end tackled the hell out of his ass.
No. Hang on. The year of the great defense, I went 2 back. So I wheeled Murph out of the backfield, and I was running a slip screen to the left.
Yeah.
And I told Murph, I said, walk up to the defense and point at him and tell him, I'm fixing to run a wheel. Here it comes. Y'all missed him. He's running wide open, but I outsmarted myself through the slip screen for 12 yards. That's actually what happened. The rest of the time, y'all tackled him. We couldn't get
the next time we started tackling his ass, the whole first drive, they got like 3 personal foul penalties down the field. And by the time they really ran the play, they was in the damn side the 10-yard line. And we had to give them up that touchdown. But Will, in that game, we had 90 plays of defense at halftime.
Yeah. Y'all out there playing option football, Simon.
Yeah, because Davis go, and then we'll go sit down, and then Mike Davis will go score right back down the field.
I think we started like down 21 that game too.
Now y'all went up that 2010 year with Ordinary. Remember, y'all were up first on us, and we had to come back, and then we went up.
Okay.
Like 35-21 or something like that at halftime.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we held on at the very end. We had a coverage call, and the dude dropped the ball for DeSoto, and he worked at Jack in the Box too, right there on Bear Creek. And every time I used to say it, thank you for dropping that ball. He dropped the ball on a seam pass, and Wallace ended up running and just chasing him, and he just dropped it, and we would have lost that game.
Yeah, that was another shoot route. That was the shoot.
Yeah, so
I
had much respect.
He's coaching now, but
Yeah,
Same here for Coach Todd. I'm glad you got. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I don't do. It's either the trifecta would have been Bam. Get Coach Todd and Bam on one deal. I'm like, man, I'm in heaven. I just shut up and listen.
Hey, but it was similar to in your day. It was like a Carter Kimber game, but it was a bit more competitive and more in the playoffs.
You got to remember, I was around during that time, so I was at them games. Like I saw them firsthand. You know what I mean? Like we was doing all your shirts and stuff on the sideline, all your gear.
Sure was.
Yeah. No, I was there. Hey, Coach, man, listen. I got a question for you, right? Has anybody asked you, like, why that job that you took out of all the opportunities I'm sure you had, like, what made that job so appealing that, you know what, this is where I need to be? Like,
you want to have now?
Yes.
Sure. So, yeah, I got it. But like I said, I kind of went over it early. Coach Todd's really got to understand this. So the ability to have or build a relationship with the school board is important, right? For the ability to board to see value in what you do, what you bring to a school. And then you filter down that, you get your superintendent, assistant superintendent, which you generally have two. So the two assistant soups I'd worked with in prior schools, one at DeSoto and one at Brewer High School. So these are two people I can trust. Then you throw in a superintendent that has a vision and a goal, and then you throw in the fact she's a coach's daughter.
Right.
And that they're going to financially take care of my staff and me. I'll go to work. And I'll tell you, I never intended on being at a big school ever. And I've spent 32 years being at bigger schools. I'm from a town of 1,000 people. And then whoever's asked me to do these interviews, this is rare. Because this is not me. I'm not built for Duncanville. I'm not built for DeSoto. I'm just not.
So I guess, from an athletic standpoint, did you see talent-wise, were you like, okay, we can make this work, it's enough talent here? Or did you, like what players have really impressed you since you've been there?
We have a linebacker, tight end named Jeremiah Gordon. We have skill kids, right? So it's just about getting the offensive line, defensive line going. And for me, learning how to play kids, the skill kids, how to teach them offense. We've always been able to have great skill kids and then go play defense, offense, Coach Todd. But it's harder for those guys to come over and play offense, right? So you've got to spend your summers doing it. You got to stay committed to it. And I've failed in that in the past when I needed to. But this year we haven't failed. We just haven't been in a situation where we start with the number 3 ranked team in Frisco Panther Creek. We open up the next week with Brock, who I think is ranked 6th in whatever class they're in, because they're always great, right? And then we play Crum, and then we play Lake Dallas, who was 10-2 in 5A Division II, and I think they barely got beat and didn't play a very good game against Wichita Falls Rider round 2, so they very easily could have continued on playing. And then we finish our non-district up with Graham, who traditionally is a strong power in 4A. So it's an incredibly tough schedule, pre-district, and it is what it is. I promise you I didn't make the schedule. Sam was asking me about scheduling the one team that Duncanville's playing week 1. I said we don't need them. We just don't. Whenever, like I said, whenever your district was Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Waxahachie, and then you're going to play Sauk.
Like
you don't need it when you're playing 15, 16 game schedules. You don't need those games.
Right.
And I could care less when I was at DeSoto's head coach about national rankings. I could care less. We were ranked in 16. Nobody knows this, I don't think, but we were the number 1 ranked public school in the nation in 2016. You don't hear about that, but we were the number 1 ranked public school in the nation. I don't have that on a ring. I don't have that on a T-shirt, and it's damn sure not on my resume. It doesn't matter. Texas, football is king. And I believe we're the king of the nation. Who cares if we play out-state opponents? I could care less. I don't know how Sam feels about it. I don't know how Claude feels about it. I could care less.
Hey, Coach. So, Coach Todd and Coach Todd, we're gonna throw this up right here. This is Matt Steps predictions, and I got to get this comment off of there for your district. And it's an interesting district. I didn't realize Waxahachie Life was in there and stepped up in class like that as well. But how do you feel about where they got you ranked? And then the fellas, y'all can kind of like we did on Sunday night, kind of give y'all order of prediction. I'm gonna start with Peterman, and then I know you're not gonna predict it, but Coach Todd, kind of give me your rankings after that, and then we'll go through the other fellas.
So I've watched one game since I've been to Lake Worth, one team. I've watched Frisco Panther Creek. I started that last week. Coach Todd can kind of testify to this. When you get into a school late and you get your coaches in late, your focus has to be on you. And this is something Samp does. Our focus at Duncanville was on Duncanville. And I've kind of taken that same approach into Lake Worth. We got to worry about us. So we're working against Samp's defense every day. Even though Panther Creek will line up, probably play a 3-3 stack with 4-2-5 principles. But that's all we're worried about right now.
All right, Coach Todd, the other Coach Todd, the 2 times. That's what I say, 2 times. We did this Sunday night, the exercise or whatever. You're looking at this. What do you think about this? I know we don't talk a lot of 4A football, but we are this week.
Biggest one, Coach Todd.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of familiarity with the teams, so I can't really make an uneducated, assumption. But I do know Coach Peterman. I know whatever they are now, if they predicted to be 3, I expect them to be slightly higher than whatever their projection is.
And you know Coach Shelton too.
Oh yeah, and Coach Shelton. Yeah, Coach Shelton. Yeah, he be talking some noise too.
Yeah, he do.
Like Waxahachie supposed to have a good quarterback or something.
Coach, I have no idea. I've only seen
that's Waxahachie Life.
Panther Creek.
Yeah, Waxahachie Life.
Yeah, number 5. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know too much. I've heard of Kennedale a lot. I'm not sure that I've read on. I just expect whatever Coach Peterman do, they're gonna be better than the projection. So that means put them somewhere in 2-1.
I hired a coach from Sagoo, Kevin Pointer. His son played at Waxahachie. He's a quarterback, and so he's a Bullfrog now.
Okay, yes, I know Coach. I know Kevin Pointer. I've known him
KP came
since
over.
Little. Yeah, that's a good hire. That's a good hire.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a college coach last year. He coached against my son's team. Good deal.
Yes, sir.
We'll go B.
Hey guys,
what
can
you think about
can we break in and do one thing? I just have one favor. And this,
yes, sir.
I want Aaron Bliss. I need my stepson to step in here and give his pick for the Lido district.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry
for
about
that.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's bring him in real quick. Let's bring him in real
Oh,
quick.
okay.
Hang on, let me make sure they can see your face to be right there. Come here.
Which district?
Here
put
he
it up
is.
on back.
Hang on. All right, so I got him.
Yes, sir.
All right. Slim, who's your pick for the Lido football district and pick to win state championship 5A Division 1?
Lido.
Say it louder.
Lido.
There you go.
All right. Are you a
That's his
future
pick,
Bearcat?
He's
He
a
got on the
future
jersey and everything. Yes, sir. Good deal. Good deal.
Now, Coach Todd, I was rooting for you, brother, when y'all was playing Lido. You know that. You know that because you got the game calls. You got the pre-week game calls on some of those, brother. You know that. He wasn't my stepson then, though, so it's all right.
So, Coach Peterman, we're going to keep you in just for the prediction as the fellas get the predictions on this district, and then we'll let you go because I know it's past your bedtime. but we'll at least let you hear what the fellas got to say. All right, B-Rise, what you looking like?
You know what? I'm not really familiar with any of these teams. The only team I'm really somewhat familiar with is Kennedale. I know they always make playoffs for sure, but I'm not really familiar with it. But so I really can't give a prediction. But yeah, I guess I would agree with Matt. Top 4 right now. But the only team I really somewhat familiar with is Kennedale.
All right. So next we'll go to Swaggy. I'm pretty sure you got a cousin or uncle on one of these teams.
Nah, I don't. but I am very familiar with five of the teams. River Oaks, not familiar with them. But I'm gonna start with Alvarado. Alvarado can score with the best of them, but they have no defense. They have no defense. I've actually seen an Alvarado Lincoln game. I want to say, was it last year or year before, when it was like 60 something or like 50 something. So they have no defense. Kennedale, on the other hand, has an explosive offense. They run the wing T, and they run it to perfection. Over the past years, they had a stable of running backs every year that can do their job. Lake Worth, I actually seen Lake Worth 2 years ago defeat my Carter Cowboys 7-2. In that game, they didn't probably have no offense, but they won the game. And Ranch View, God help them. So I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna go with Kennedale at 1. Like I said, based off the fact that they play defense and offense. So I'm gonna go with Kennedale at 1. I'm gonna go with Alvarado at 2 because, like I said, they can score with the best of them, but they just can't stop nobody. I'm gonna definitely go with Lake Worth at 3 because I believe they are the better of 4, 5, and 6. I know Coach Peterman gonna get that ball club rolling in the near future. And as far as 4 and 5 go, I'm gonna flip that. I'm gonna go with Lake Waxahachie at 4, and Ranch View gonna barely miss the playoffs.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay. All right. J Mac, what you think about this list?
Hey man, I know about all these teams. You know, my son played for Carter and Ranch View, so I know about everybody except Life Waxahachie and Lake Worth. But hey man, I'm gonna go with Alvarado number 1. I do think they got a pretty good quarterback. And that's what the game about. We haven't seen the Carter kids, or maybe I'm pretty sure Coach probably laughed at me. But right now we got to go with Alvarado quarterback. And I like Alvarado, man. I love, man. You ever go to a game down there? It'd be crunk. I'm gonna go with Alvarado, then Lake Worth, Kennedale, and hey man, I gotta go with them Wolves, man. Ranch View Wolves, man. You know, my son graduated from Ranch View, so yeah, 4.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, Coach Carr, what you got?
I got Kennedale 1. They are the defending district champs, so you can't just automatically jump them if you haven't beat them. I'm gonna go Kennedale 1. I think Coach gonna turn it around for sure, and plus, them seam routes that he likes to run, his shoot package is virtually unstoppable. I don't know what type of players he got to execute it with. He might not get the ones that can go the distance, but shoot, 15 yards in the first down, he'll take that every time. He brought Coach Samples with him, so I feel good about Lake Worth. Then I go Alvarado, and I don't know, man. Everybody else, close your eyes and pick one.
Already.
Right.
No doubt. Hey, I'm gonna do what Coach Carr did the other night. I'm gonna go with whatever Matt said on that. But I think Lake Worth is definitely on the come up. We're gonna give Coach Todd Peterman a couple of years to get that to his standards or whatever. I know it takes a little bit to.
I just want to get with Peterman. He say he playing Panther Creek. I already know you watched Christian Trickett then, right?
I don't know the names. If you want to talk to me about their defense, 3-3-5, that they really will stun into a 4-2-5. So they're really 3-3-5, 4-2-5 team.
I'm talking about the little. I'm talking about the little white wide receiver that just scores every time they throw the ball.
Yes, sir.
That low white wide receiver is our defense coordinator's problem to figure out.
Yeah.
That's Coach Shell. So if it's sad, I'll give y'all his cell number.
So how's that? Hey,
he definitely gonna be a problem. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
How's that safety that they have? Is he pretty good?
Yes, the safety that plays the strong side, most definitely, he's a good football player. Yeah. It's just hard, everything's relative, right? So it's real hard to tell. Like, if we threw him out there with Salk, what would he look like? I couldn't tell you. If you threw him out there,
I don't.
I don't know. That's the part that's really hard to tell.
We
I got
got
a
a chance
news
to see him in
flash for
person,
you.
Coach. He's a pretty good player. We got a chance to see him in person.
Centel's playing both ways this year. He's playing quarterback a little, and he playing safety.
No,
Yeah,
they're
well-
most definitely talented. I think some people picked them to win state. I'm not. I've maybe watched 8 to 10 hours of video, 8 to 10 hours. That's it, and it's just to see how they're lining up to formations. So we're just trying to see if we can line up, get a snap, run a play on there.
Right.
That's about where we're at.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, Coach Todd Peterman, man, it's been a pleasure. It took us a minute to get you on. Hey, I need you to do me a favor, whispering Coach Samples here and tell him, man, the dub is fun. It's going to be all right.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you this. Good luck with that.
Hey, I know. I've been trying. And look, and I got Coach Todd. I got 2 ties over here that you know, he gets a seat at the dinner table, and we can't get him on still. So it's hard.
No, y'all
it's
know
hard.
what I did. I'm gonna tell you one last quick story. So it's Todd 2 times, right? Y'all seen that?
Yeah.
But the man, he didn't copyright it. He did not copyright Todd 2 times.
Oh.
But you know who did? I did. And I also did 3 times and used his exact stuff because he didn't take care of it. So it's kind of like an Elvis Presley type deal going back in the 40s, 50s type thing. So I'm basically using his stuff, but I own the rights to it. So if y'all see him in that necklace, please let me know. Because he's
no.
That's real. That happened.
Oh no. That's a dub exclusive. Oh no, Coach, we got to let you go on that note, man. We got to get the exclusive right. Appreciate you.
If that ain't the most gangsters thing I done heard all day.
Like a mug.
Hey, that's why we call him the king of the South.
Hey, look,
man, like for
hey,
real.
Hey, J man, that might be the second most gangsters thing I done heard.
Now that actually did happen. That is actually a true story. Ask Coach Todd.
Oh no.
Coach
Todd.
He can wear it, but I got the copyright. And trademark both.
Yeah, he took out my publishing.
Hey, I took that into sample week and I said, hey, I'm gonna call Coach Todd and show him this because I just copyright trademark this, and I've never seen him laugh so hard. He got the biggest kick out of that.
Well, hey, with Todd, Jerry Heller, Peterman, we appreciate you talking about the dub.
All right.
When the disc tape dropped. It goes down on the dub, boy. I'm telling you the truth.
Hey, I gotta ask real quick. Todd, did you see last night's show?
No, I watched the beginning, but I went out to get something to eat. So I had to put my phone up, but I'm gonna watch it today.
Please do. You
got let's go back and watch. You know what? I'm gonna send you the end because I just want to hear what you think. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, y'all talking about the Uncle Tom part?
Yeah.
Nah, see, I think what y'all don't understand, he freestyled the
8 Mile.
This, when he rapped about himself. When Eminem did the little rap, all he did was recite the rap.
Todd.
He put Willow name in it.
He called me by name and called me Uncle Tom.
Yeah, he did.
I don't care how y'all want to dress that up.
He put Willow name in it.
This. I'm on the verge of coming out with a no Vaseline, hit 'em up. Chase with a little they not like us.
They not like us.
But you know what was crazy? Is that like it made Matt Diaz look like he could see the future. Like everything he said in his opening statement became true throughout the show.
He did it. Nostradamus.
Yeah,
I just tell him, man, Matt Diggs sit back in that chair like white Jesus, and he predicted it.
He did, and then at the end of the day, Diggs is the one who digging you. You know what I'm saying? Like he on you, and you come at me, the only black man on the show. Black on black violence, right?
Hey, when he first said, "Can I do my paw?" I instantly just started laughing.
Hey,
I didn't even know.
I didn't see that.
I
I
knew
didn't
it
see
could have
that
been
coming,
something.
man.
Willow Drake,
Oh,
go, man,
Will
go.
said like,
Yeah, Coach, I was gonna give him his theme music. I was gonna give him some tracks he can freestyle to, set the ambiance, Coach. But I didn't know I was getting set up. Like for real, I didn't know. I literally did not know I was gonna get set up like that.
Yeah, he accused you of talking about his wife and everything. I'm like, I didn't remember that part.
Coach, it just went somewhere, man. I feel like people come on our show. Him and Hyder got a lot in common. He's just a little bit better. He gonna talk about, yeah, I'm for real. You know, they could vouch for me. He talking about when he was out there debating and talking about our rules. Man, you don't want to come on our show and play our rules. You ain't got to. They our rules. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but you go to these other rules and you come on my show and you gonna call me Uncle Tom on my show.
yeah, he came on there like when Martin got mad at Varnell Hill.
Yeah.
Todd, he did the ultimate table flip. Like he didn't just flip the table. He bust the windows out. He pulled out all the drinks and knocked over the food tray.
And you know what the most player part was? When he exited out the shit.
Like a mug.
Yeah, he exited out.
On y'all. It just hit the Reggie Hammond I'm coming to America. He just
dropped mic. He dropped the mic.
He dropped the mic, Coach, but he was trying to get all the way out. So the mic didn't drop all the way.
He couldn't get out.
It stumbled on the table. You know what I'm saying? But, but listen.
Yeah, that was funny though.
Yeah, that was funny.
I can't stop laughing, man. Every time I think about it.
All right.
Oh man, Todd, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, man, and was like, "Wow, did he really just say that?"
Hey man, you know something else? I want to see family Swaggy family tree, man.
Yeah,
like a mug.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Swaggy say Derek Evans was his play unk. Gary Jesse Armstead.
Hey, it's a wood town thing.
Hey, Swaggy, you gotta be stopped.
Huh?
Swaggy. Do you really know them, Swaggy?
I know all of them.
I'm saying like, do you know them, Swaggy?
Yeah, my uncle played with them.
Who your uncle?
My uncle is Leonard Henderson.
Swag, I ain't never heard of him.
He played with them. Let's see what year. He came out in '88 with them.
Right, Swaggy. I'm finna say, that's why I'm like, well, Swaggy, you were 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, everybody was at my house back in the days. Everybody.
Oh, this is gonna get good. Keep going. I'm listening.
Here we go.
I like it.
Say, man.
Hey, Swag, hey, when you be saying your ups, I'm like, how Swaggy can everybody?
Everybody.
Swaggy, your family tree
Everyone he meets is incest. Everyone he meets is incest.
Hey, you know what? I got somebody that I'm gonna get on the show though. If y'all want to,
who?
Your uncle, Derek Evans.
Okay, get him on there. You can bring him on Sunday.
I'm saying I don't want to bring him on, Swaggy. Then he ain't your uncle for real though.
I said, play uncle.
I'm saying so. I don't want to bring him on and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you on with Swaggy. And then he asked me who is Swaggy.
Right.
Saying, do you want me to get him on? Like I can make a call to get him on.
I'll get him on tonight. I don't feel like going up there tonight. We'll do it Sunday night.
Be set up.
We'll do it Sunday night.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you because that week for our cousin.
Yeah. Tell him you got McKinnon's little brother on the show. He know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I watched all them Carter highlights the other night. I just up one night watching all this shit.
Yeah, number 68.
Hey, speaking of Carter, real quick. We're gonna throw this up here. I don't want to do all the 4A tonight, but we at least got to drop this one real quick. I don't know why this graphic is so big. We can't even see the bottom team. Hold up.
That's because you got the stroll at the bottom.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the band off of there. Yeah. All right. So Coach.
It don't matter, it's Lincoln.
Damn, if Lincoln at that guy, damn.
Damn.
Okay.
Dang, he got North Dallas ahead of Lincoln.
Dang, North Dallas over Lincoln.
They got Velt over everybody. Velt had like 7 players.
Damn.
I
sure got my.
That's a big drop for Hutch too.
Oh.
Yeah, that is. This was a great district in the 80s, but right now we're talking about 2024. Ooh. So B Rise, talk to us. What we looking at?
All right. You know what? It hurt my feelings to because I'm gonna contradict myself because I said Cedar Hill shouldn't be ahead of Waxahachie because they beat them 2 years in a row. But in this situation, I'm putting Kimball ahead of Carter, even though Carter is 2-0. The reason why
is you're a goddamn hater.
I think come on. Shut up, Anyway, let me back. Listen. You know, Kimball got better as the season progressed. Carter, you know, they stayed stagnant. But my number 2, this is the kicker right here. I'm putting Pinkston at number 2. Ooh. And hear me out on this. Listen, hear me out on this, y'all. I did a little research because Pinkston got 4 offensive linemen coming back. And that quarterback, who was a sophomore who did all that running, he was young. So he's going to be a junior this year. So I'm expecting him to get better. And the Pennant Creek quarterback, what defense said gave him the hardest problems in that district? What defense he said gave him the hardest, gave him the toughest game?
Pinkston.
And they got 7 starters coming back on defense. So I'm putting Pinkston at number 2. I'm putting Carter at 3. I like Conrad at 4. Okay, 5 is right. And the last 3, man, just get some dice and just roll them. The last 3 just pick them in a row. But that's it.
All right, Coach Todd, I'm gonna throw you in there next before we go to Swaggy.
I'm gonna go with Carter 1 until Kimball beat him. I think they need to earn the right to be number 1. I think Kimball has a great chance to beat them, but I can't disrespect what Carter has done over the last couple of years. So I'm gonna go Carter 1. I'm gonna go Kimball 2 for sure. I'm gonna go Pinkston 3. I'm gonna go Hutch 4. I don't know what North Dallas got coming back. If North Dallas looks similar, what was North Dallas record last year? Anybody know that?
0-41.
No,
2-8.
2-8. 2-8. They getting better. Ain't no way in hell they better than Conrad.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
We can bet that, Todd. We can bet a nice barbecue plate on that one.
I'm going. I'm going 5 Lincoln. I'm going 6. I'm going 6 Conrad.
I represent for the home team.
I'm going 7 Vet and 8 North Dallas. And it's a possibility that
hurt my feelings.
could be in the top 4 and get in the playoff. Did I have them in the top 4?
No, you had them. You amazingly had them 6 or 5, but I'm willing to bet a nice barbecue plate.
Like I'm saying, like, why do you think Lincoln won't beat North Dallas, Vet, and Conrad?
Because they're not better than North Dallas, Vet, or Conrad.
Did they beat North Dallas last year?
Did they beat them last year, Swaggy?
Yeah.
And then I'm saying, what makes an 0-20?
No. They didn't play North Dallas last year. Lincoln was in Division 2 last year.
Okay,
they was D2.
I'm saying, like, what's making y'all say? And I know my boy Garrett over there, he gonna get them rolling and get it right. But I'm saying, as far as next year, this season coming up, why do you say Lincoln gonna lose to Roosevelt?
Cause I mean, do you really want me to say it? I mean,
yeah,
they blew them out last year. Badly.
They might. You know what? You're right. But if my intel is right, it might be some new faces down there at Vet. So that's why I got
but
Vet.
You got to realize, even when Vet asked some people, the one thing Lincoln still got when you compare a lot of these teams is probably being the smallest school on this list. They football programs still have more kids than than at least half of these schools on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they going out there, Lincoln ain't going out there with 28 kids. Lincoln be having in the upper 60s to 70s, possibly 80 kids total in the program. Well, you talking about some of these schools.
I don't want to go back and forth too much about teams that ain't even gonna make the playoffs. So I give you that.
But I'm saying, I think they still got to check in this district. I mean, this district, if Pinkston perform like they did, they should take a step up. What everybody's saying is that Hutch, based on y'all assumption, that Hutch gonna take a step backwards.
Ain't no doubt about that.
Then that leaves Kimball and Carter. To me, from the assumption of what I've been hearing, Carter.
Why you don't like Conrad, Coach? Why you don't like Conrad?
Because I don't think Conrad will beat any of these schools if the talent is not comparable enough. Like, Conrad lost, they running back that's supposed to be coming back, and then the other running back that used to go to SOC that graduated last year. And if you look at their production, I believe a lot of it was based, on the success of them running the ball with those guys last year. I think Conrad got a good coaching staff. I don't know if they're going to have enough pieces to finish up here. If he got the pieces, I can see it, but I don't know if he's going to have the pieces.
Okay. So 4 wide open. That's basically what everybody's saying.
Yeah, I think Conrad lost. I think they lost their coach from last year too, didn't they, Conrad?
No.
I think Conrad lost their coach from last year.
I mean,
they lost
okay. Also, Lincoln beat Roosevelt. Okay, Lincoln beat Roosevelt last year 31-0 for reference. So they beat the hell out of Roosevelt. Swaggy, what's your predictions? And then we'll go to J Mac and Carr.
I want to go last.
All right, cool. J Mac, what you got?
Give me Kimball, Pinkston, Carter, and Conrad.
That's a hot list. That's a hot take.
Who out of Conrad beat last year?
I don't know.
I'll pull that up in a second.
Yeah, pull that up in a second, Mr. Producer.
All right, Coach Carl, what you got? They disrespecting your boy.
Oh, Willow, don't cuss me out, Willow.
I mean, listen, I got. Listen, it's simple, man. You got to beat the champ. And now nobody on this list has won district in probably 200 years. Okay, so let's just start.
So we're gonna get a first.
You goddamn right. We gonna get a first.
We gonna get a first.
It's one district, okay? Nobody. So whoever wins this is gonna get coach of the year. It's up for grabs, baby. I'm telling you. I got Carter first. I got Kimball second. I definitely am locked in at Pinkston at 3 for sure. If the intel is true at Belt, I will put them at 4. If it's not true, then they would have to slide down. I mean, it ain't really no difference between. If Belt is Belt, it ain't no difference between 6, 7, and 8. They all. I mean, I know Todd want to lock into his alumni, but
no, I'm just being honest.
He don't love
I'm just saying. Much. Well, I'm just saying clearly, because I look at my alumni and I look at your alumni, Todd, and woof. Yeah, I mean, y'all.
I will say this, Willow. What you think about this? This whole district is one and done, boys.
No. I think if you win this district, you got the best chance of everybody going to the second round.
Right.
So you think the winner of this district? You think the winner of this district could be the Lake Dallas, Aubrey, Sulphur Springs?
Yes.
Or Paris?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
One and done, but
if whoever's in first place is a definite first place winner, then they definitely got a chance. They should win the first round. Now, second, third, and fourth, you don't
they
want
in
to
trouble.
Spots.
Yeah, they in trouble.
This whole district is no addition.
What?
Reunion.
I'm gonna say this. I seen the additions of a Pinkston, and they finally got them a quarterback. I think if they don't go out and want to throw the ball all over the field because they finally got them a quarterback, and stick to what Pinkston is Pinkston, and add in, I think they'll be fine. So if you're out there and you hear me, Lewis, don't go out there and change your whole MO because you don't got your quarterback.
If it go 5 wide.
Right.
Like this, what I'm trying to understand with y'all. Conrad was 5-5 last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 of those victories were Thomas Jefferson because they played them twice.
Uh-huh.
They beat Fort Worth, Jarvis Hill, Diamond Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And then they beat Rice,
Adamson.
And Adamson.
Okay. So what you think 5 through 8 is?
Thank you. Like you said that like any of these teams, like the rest of them teams could beat Rice.
What I'm saying is, if you go on strength of schedule, the 4A Division II district is harder than the 4A Division I district of last year.
Yeah, I ain't
because the last year people they only were pretty much playing. You had a couple teams, and then but you had to play more Dallas teams.
No, I ain't trying to hear that.
Okay. Yeah. I bet money Lincoln be in the top 4.
Okay.
I told y'all play.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I hope Lincoln is top 4.
I'm saying.
I hope Lincoln top 4.
The one person that should slaughter everybody in my eyes is Kimball. So I'm keeping him in 1 by far. You can't tell me Carter lost players, y'all say, they're starting at DeSoto, and they just going to replace them. That means they got to drop too.
No.
And not to no second.
And they got Seguin backup linebacker playing QB.
I mean, you said that like that was Tom Brady, Drew Henson or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying hey, he big. He big and he mean.
Oh, so now we spell man B-I-G. Okay. Have you ever seen this kid play before? I'm saying, have you seen him play? I haven't. Have you seen him play?
Nah, I mean, he big.
So we going because he big. Now that's the difference. Okay.
Hey, shout out Todd Peterman. He said Kimball and Roosevelt gets in. I know he's showing love for his guy Jason Garrett. Hopefully he can do it because that's one of my schools I went to. But
if Garrett made the playoff, he need to get Coach of the Year for the fucking state.
Coach of the Year, coach. Coach of the Year.
And that ain't no
I'm
last
telling
matter.
you.
I'm saying if he can turn that thing around from not winning the game in 2 years and then to qualify for the playoffs, like that's a superb hell of a job.
Absolutely.
Now, facts.
All right, Pat, pull it back up.
That's fact.
All right, here we go.
Okay, let me break this down for y'all. Of course, I'm going to call that one. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm going to call that one. See, we keep a lot of stuff in house at Carter. J-Mac has been good to us over there, but we don't get on the internet and splurge who we got. You're gonna see that in week 1. Kimball at number 2, of course, but that number 1, number 2 could go either way. Now this is where it gets tricky. I heard you guys talk bad about a couple of teams on this list. Pinkston, they are not a sure at number 3, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that Lincoln team also has been grateful of J-Mac in this summer. Just like I said about Carter, Coach Johnson keep his stuff in-house also. Lincoln could very well vault to that number 3 spot. Lincoln and Pinkston could battle out that number 3 and number 4. But Wilmer Hutchins has the most experienced quarterback besides Kimball and TJ McMillan. So that 5 through 3 can go to them 3 teams. Now, as far as Belt and North Dallas, they're gonna be playing college football 25 a lot early after week 10. But as far as y'all saying about the first round, that number 1 and number 2 could easily get out the first round. I'm gonna tell you why that. Carter, for the past 2 years, has eliminated Sulphur Springs. Kimball, if Carter and Kimball finish 1 and 2 respectfully, either one of them can take out a Sulphur Springs, a Aubrey, or a Paris. Now, that's where the tricky part come in at. Kingston also can finish at that 3 or that 4 and either give Panther Creek another scare or this time beat them. So anything's possible. Remember last year, Payson lost 21-20 to that same Panther Creek team. So don't just give 7-4A the crown yet, because 8-4A got some teams that can walk in there and pull some upsets.
Yeah, I think overall I like that district. I think it's a good competitive district. Like I said, it was great in the 80s and 90s, but I think it definitely helps Kimball and Carter try to get to where they need to go to.
But Lincoln will be Lincoln's going to be a good team this year. Keep your eyes on Lincoln.
Hey, shout out Coach John.
I got a question too. Solana's in the other district for the first round, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
What district they play?
Pretty good? Nah, it ain't that district.
They play 7-4A. They play 7.
Oh, Pat just put it up. Pat just showed it. There you go.
I'm saying when you're looking at this,
ooh, that's tough.
I mean, like we agree, like nobody would really want to play Panther Creek, correct?
Correct.
Right.
How do y'all feel about anybody playing Solana? That would be the third team over there.
I feel good about it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not being biased. I'm being serious. Carter had both of them teams beat last year. Both of them. They had Panther Creek 17-7, and they let them come back. They had Solana on the ropes, and they let it slip away. So I believe Kimball could beat either one of them. To be honest with you,
Kimball won't play one of them because Kimball will be looking to play. If Kimball is the second, they'll be playing 3 and 4, not 1 and 2. Like you said.
Right. See, the scariest one on his list is Lake Dallas, who's moving down from 5A. That's the one that you pencil in on and say, okay. And I like how Lake Dallas sitting at 3 right there, because I believe when it's all said and done, they're gonna be number 1.
But this is my thing though, Swaggy. Why do you bring up what Carter did against Panther Creek when the toughest game Panther Creek had was against Pinkston?
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I said a while ago. If Pinkston was to finish at the 4th spot and Panther Creek number 1, that's not a gimme. That's not a where you say, "Oh yeah, they gonna blow them out." It's like when y'all said that whole district 1 and done. No, it's not gonna happen.
Hey, Swaggy. Nobody
but
said
this is what I'm saying though.
Kimball gonna beat Sulphur Springs. They gonna win the district. Carter gonna have a tough fight against Lake Dallas, and that very easily could be a 1 and done. And 3 and 4 are gonna get the hell beat out of.
Right.
Campbell is not winning District 8-4A.
All right.
I stand on that.
Matter. It don't matter if they win 8-4A or they get second. Them are the 2 favorable places that you want to be, and even if you get second, you rolling the dice.
Yeah, this true.
That's true.
That's true and false, and I'm gonna tell you why that's true and false.
It can't because be both.
That happened. No, that happened a couple of years ago when everybody thought Wilma Hutchins was finished at 2, was gonna get beat, and they the only ones that in our district won that year over the Kaufman team. So, like I said, anything can happen.
But no. The year Wilma Hutchins beat Kaufman was the year Hutch won district.
Well, they won district side. They won district.
We played Hutch, and then they didn't lose no more until they lost to Salina, and it was a close game in the second round with them and Salina. They wasn't no second place team. That's when they had the quarterback.
What I'm saying is they won district that year.
Julio.
Yeah.
But they didn't win district. Carter won that district, but Carter had to forfeit games. So that gave Wilma Hutchins that number 1 spot. Carter got that spot took from them like 2 weeks before the season was over with.
But I'm saying, when was the last time that Hutch won in the playoffs? Because you may be mixing it up. When the last Hutch victory in the playoffs?
That was that year.
I'm saying,
how long ago was that? That was probably about 4 years ago.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Y'all can keep debating all the other stuff.
Because what happened, Todd? Hutch played Waco La Vega that next week and got beat.
You might be right. I just want to do a little checking.
But
I'm
because
still saying
that year Carter beat Hutch on the field. Carter was undefeated that year.
I remember one of them. I remember one of them years that did happen. Let me
Matter of fact, that was the COVID year, Ty, when it was just 6 games. It was district games only. Carter finished 6-0, but they had to forfeit because of the ineligible player. So they went from number 1 all the way to number 4. Carter got beat by Melissa that year, Argyle, 70-14 out there in Argyle. And Wilma Hutchins defeated Kaufman that year.
Yeah, the year Wilma Hutchins defeated Kaufman, they didn't beat Carter 34-30. No, they lost to Carter 34-30.
They lost to us 34-30, but they beat us by forfeit.
Yeah, so they ended up getting the game back. And so Hutch, that was Hutch only lost until the second round of playoffs, right?
They lost to Waco La Vega.
Yeah, 42-7.
And Corsicana, I went out there.
Which means that the Carter Hutch game was very close. No matter how it went.
It ended off Hutch had punted the ball, and it was something like a punt, and they got legally touched, and Carter ran it back.
Okay. So
and then on 4th and 7 with the game on the line, well, I think it was by 10 seconds, Carter quarterback rolled out on a bum ankle and threw a pass, and the receiver caught it and they won a game like that, 34-30.
And so what I'm saying is now, when you go into this district exam, the likelihood of somebody beating Salina in whatever place Salina falls, do you think that's a high probability or low?
I think it's high because I feel like over the years, I feel like these teams ain't laying down like they used to. Like I said, I feel like a Carter, Kimball, Pinkston can give Salina a battle if it comes down to one of them playing them. Like our fourth place like a Lincoln, Hutch. I don't see it, but I think Carter, Kimball, Pinkston can go out there and battle with them.
So you think Carter is better this upcoming year or last year?
This upcoming year, Carter's gonna be good.
I'm saying, why do you think they're better than last year's team? What I'm asking.
Because Carter finally has this year's Carter team has a quarterback.
So they didn't have one last year.
They had one, but he got hurt.
So they did have one at this point last year at the same time.
He got hurt in the second game of the season, 2 years in a row.
And then they put the athlete back there at quarterback.
Exactly. This year they have a pure quarterback. And now now Cam can play. Cam can do what he do now. He don't have that weight on his shoulder to play quarterback. He can play receiver. He can play running back. I'm telling you, that's who you want to watch out for this year. That's gonna be the man.
Well, hey, I hope they do it. I hope it's not like Carter basketball where we keep running into that into the dreams getting crushed in the playoffs. But it's getting late, fellas. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Hey, shout out to the new Todd 2 times right here, Todd Peterman. But shout out to him for being on the show tonight. Coach Carr, you got any parting words before we shut this thing down?
Oh, yeah. Unk out.
Unk out. I was waiting on that. Unk out.
I had a quick question, but I asked it Sunday, man.
I just got one last question before I leave. Swaggy, after the first 3 games, what is your projection of Carter's record?
You want my honest opinion? 3-0. 3-0. We're gonna be Van. We're gonna be Panther Creek, and we're gonna beat Pine Tree. We're gonna be 3-0.
Okay, quick question. Yes or no? I got a real quick.
He free?
Yeah, he ain't paying Wi-Fi bill.
Hey,
right.
Yeah, the show said, "Hey, say that question for Sunday like you intended."
Oh man, I wonder who you got to say too. Be right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we out, man. Hey guys, appreciate y'all for jumping on the dub. Coach Todd, he wanted you on there, I guess, to soften you up and stuff like that. But man, hey, we got to get your reparations back. But
I know, man. I gotta go find me get a lawsuit going.
Like a mug.
Oh man,
with that being said, man, hey, Pat Boteezy.
Hey Ty, when y'all start practicing? Full pads.
And I can't stop the show for nothing.
We don't start till August 12th.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to step through. I want to see what it look like. I need to see
I'll be up
Morgan. Morgan and Kopecki and everybody else. I can't wait to see what y'all got going on. All right, man. Dub out. We out this thing. I'm tired. Peace. See y'all Sunday night. The Dub.
Hey, I'm Reginald Samples, 6A Division I state champion. I just want to give a shout out to the Dub, my favorite podcast and program.
Ron Murray, Mr. High School Holler, K104, the biggest out here at the 214 day camp. Big shout out to Quentin Jackson, you know, the Duncanville all-world quarterback.
It was good. It's Quentin Jackson. Shout out to the Dub High School Podcast.
Big shout out to the Dub, man.